الثاني عم يموتوا وعم يقولوا لي يا بابا، وأنا ما عم بقدر، يعني ما عم بقدر أنقذ حدا، ما طلع بإيدي أنقذ حدا.
It's memories that wake you up at night in cold sweats. It's memories.
It displaced many people. Families lost their loved ones. Some of the families were entirely wiped out. Some villages were entirely wiped out in this clash.
当然，可以没有诗。不过是雎鸠离了河中之洲，秦时月照不到汉时关。不过是阳春吹不响号角，长夏转瞬凋落。不过是浮云再不懂游子心意，苍苔也不必长上我们的嘴唇。但我们的心又如何乘着万里细浪，飘然来到彼此身旁？黄叶之秋，带来丰收和希望的颜色。在另一种境遇之下，黄叶依旧，眼中却只有枯萎的颜色。
It automatically reminds me of home. I was born and raised in Kathmandu. When I was growing up, Kathmandu was small, mysterious, very mystique, and it had a beautiful feeling. Autumn, because of the colors of the leaves, the sky is generally blue. As a child, we would take the bus, and I would always want to sit at the window seat. So I could look out at the towering mountains, the countless waterfalls, the river that went through, and I used to think, someday I want to climb and see what's beneath and underneath and beyond it. But many things has happened in the country since I was growing up, and we had internal conflict. For a very long time, which displaced many people. Families lost their loved ones. Some of the families were entirely wiped out. Some villages were entirely wiped out in this clash. Comes at a tremendous cost for the families, for the community, and even for the country. Generational impact on family members. Women and men and people affected by war and conflict are generally vulnerable.
对身处战争中的人而言，可怕的除了暴力本身，更有绝望。
والله كنا قاعدين بسلام وبخير وعايشين ومرتاحين ومبسوطين كنا. غالب أول طفل كان جايني، غالب أول ما إجاني كتير كنت فرحان فيه. يعني شاف الدنيا من بعده، صارت تغيرت كل حياتي للأجمل طبعاً. سبحان الله صار شهرة الحرب اعلان ولد بكوباني 2014 فات على كوباني العالم كلها هربت. اضطروا يجوا عندي على اسطنبول محل ما بشتغل انا. اشتغل 24 ساعة عشان أأمن لهم يعني أكل وشرب بحياتي القديمة المرفهة. ما لهم مستقبل بتركيا أطفالي. زوجتي الله يرحمها ريحان اقترحت علي إنه نطلع كلياتنا سوا. أنا عارضت الفكرة كونه بحر، والبحر بتعرف غدار يعني بخاف على أولادي. قلت لها يا بنت الحلال بلاها بلاها بلاها، إلا ألحت علي قنعتني وطلعنا. ما عملنا غير فلوكا فايبر بلاس 9 ركاب، حطنا 15 راكب. ساق فينا شوي ساق فينا التركي، زت حاله وبرهيك. زتيت حالي على الدركسيون صار هيك يعني امواج. يعني بس بدي نجيهم، خلي واحد يعيش بس. يا حرام امهم ما بتعرف تسبح، خوف عليهم تمسكهم. مو بس آلان وغالب وزوجتي، يعني واحد ورا الثاني عم يموتوا وعم يقولوا لي يا بابا. يعني غرقتهم بدل ما تنجيهم. وانا ما عم بقدر، يعني ما عم بقدر انقذ حدا، ما طلع بايدي انقذ حدا.
يا ربي.
الله يرحمكم. هدول قلبي هدول أطعم روحي يا عالم. وأتمنى ما حدا يطلع بهالقوارب البحر. شو بده الله لا يحط حدا مكاني، بس غير هيك ما راح اقدر احكي. أنا مكرس حالي من بعد وفاة أولادي للأطفال إنه أجمع مصاري وساعد الفقراء يلي كانوا أولادي محرومين منه. والحمد لله يعني أصحاب الخير ما بيقصروا معي. بتمنى جمعيتي تكبر لمساعدة الأطفال يلي أطفالي كانوا محرومين منه. أقدر ساعد الأطفال الغير، افتح مشفى، اتبنى أيتام، افتح للأيتام، دار للأيتام. كل شيء بيتعلق بالطفل أتمنى إنه أقدر أشتغل ونعيش بسلام. بتمنى ترجع المحبة والسلام لكل العالم، والسوري خاصة السوري لا تفكر يضل بغير بلده، لأن عنده بلده اللي خلق فيه. أي إنسان المنشأ اللي نشأ منه بده يرجع عليه إذا في أمان واستقرار. العزلة حديقة، لكن بشجرة واحدة. لليأس أصابع لا تلتقط إلا فراشات ميتة. حتى حين تحزن الشمس لا تقدر أن تلبس غير النور. يجيء الموت من الوراء حتى حين يبدو آتيا من الأمام. الأمام للحياة وحدها. ملأني العالم بالجراح، لكن لم يخرج منها غير الأجنحة. الظلام الذي يهجم علي يزيدني تلألؤا. الوحش هو أيضا درجة أصعد عليها صوب النور.
在战争史上，每一个章节都写着死亡，每一场死亡背后都听见哭声。浸满泪水的战争里，哪有什么赢家？
There is no winner in war. It's the consequence of the war that has on people, on loss of life, on the deterioration of quality of life. But also it has deeper consequences. Sometimes we forget about that. There is so much mental health issue that people encounter. That has to do with lack of peace. So peace is absolutely important.
Okay. The most poetic thing about being an educator is when the students will come and give me a hug. It saved me. My own sons saved my life more than they will ever know. Every day is a new day. Every day, every sunrise, you look at it like it's your last sunrise. Because you just don't know when it will be your last one. And I understand that. You know, I've lost a lot of people suddenly, so life is a gift.
麦某来自美国，年轻时加入美国海军陆战队，去过叙利亚和阿富汗的战场。作为战争发起方的一名士兵，那是他人生无奈的至暗时刻。不义的枪炮声里，一个个无辜生命在眼前逝去，这给他内心带来长久无法弥合的创伤。铁马冰河入梦，却是昨夜波声，喜暗古如霜。回国后不久，他寻找到来中国工作的机会，也从此得以远离军队。
For over 20 years, I don't think I've slept more than 4 hours. It's memories that wake you up at night. And cold sweats. It's memories. And if there are people who want to start a war, then these are people who never saw a war. You know, good 2, 3, 4 hours every night. It was tearing me apart. Oh, I was so tired, and I was going crazy, and I saw myself going down a path that would take me away from my sons. So I said, okay. There were times in my life where I was in a dark place, and I didn't know if I was going to see the sun again. I thought maybe this is going to be my last day on Earth. During the darkest moment of my life, I saw a teacher do something amazing in a class in the middle of a battle. The teacher's giving a math class, and when the battle starts, an old Afghan teacher stands up. And it's a classroom with no windows, half a roof, and bullet holes everywhere. And 3 meters out the window, people are shooting. And this teacher, when the battle starts and is in the middle of the classroom, stands up calmly, claps his hands twice. All the students stood up, took their desks, put it on the side. And they get down their little bellies, kids from 5 to 12. And they continued the lesson. There's screams outside, and it's life, and these kids are in the lesson. And the teacher had their attention. And the whole world did not exist. From that situation, I came to an understanding that what I want to be. I want to be a teacher. I realized that through education, we can change the world, not through guns. Babies are born with no hate. I don't think education should teach children to hate anybody. What does peace in the world mean to me? It means that my sons can grow old in a safe world. It means that my grandchildren can grow old in a safer world. Well, do I still have problems? Yes, I still have problems. Normally, for physical injuries, it shouldn't be a problem, but getting that constant psychiatric help that you might need, or if you become an addict, getting that recovery that that all of that, it's still issues. But I've learned to deal with it. The problems I had with sleep and with pain, I see it as symptoms of the experiences that I had. And so I learned to live with it. Don't know why I'm still afraid. If you weren't real, I'd make you up now. So that I could follow through. I know that your love is true and deep as the sea. But right now, everything you want is wrong, and right now. No Difference by Shel Silverstein. Small as a peanut, big as a giant. We're all the same size when we turn off the light. Rich as a sultan, poor as a mite. We're all worth the same when we turn off the light. Red, black, or orange, yellow or white. We all look the same when we turn off the light. So maybe the way to make everything right is for God to just reach out and turn off the light. I like that poem because it reminds me that we're all the same.
昔日的战场机器变成今天心灵的工程师，破碎过的他一点一点耐心重建。此后路上眼前有光，身闲诗旷逸，心静梦和平。
And for that, I think it's inherent in all of us. Peace is innate in all of us. Suhair Hamad is Palestinian American poet. Her parents came from Palestine. As a refugee, they went to Amman, Jordan, and she was born there. She is a champion for peace. Many of her poems are about women and about women's reclaiming and resilience in conflict, in crisis. So I'm profoundly, profoundly inspired by her position, affirmative belief in the act of nonviolence, and her denunciation of conflict and war in general, and also acting in the same way, and yet staying resilient and standing on her feet and ground and saying no to violence.
What I Will by Suhair Hamad. I will not dance to your war drum. I will not lend my soul nor my bones to your war drum. I will not dance to your beating. I know that beat. It is lifeless. I know intimately that skin you're hitting. I was alive once, haunted, stolen, stretched. I will not dance to your drummed up war. I will not pop, spin, break for you. I will not hate for you, or even hate you. I will not kill for you. Especially, I will not die for you. I will not mourn the dead with murder, nor suicide. I will not side with you, nor dance to bombs, because everyone is dancing. Everyone can be wrong. Life is not a ride, not collateral, not casual. I will not forget where I come from. I will craft my own drum, gather my beloved nearer, and our chanting will be dancing. Our humming will be drumming. I will not be played. I will not lend my name nor my rhythm to your beat. I will dance and resist and dance. This heartbeat is louder than death. Your war drum ain't louder than this breath.
我们观看星象，记录鸟群的飞行，考察河流的泛滥或帝国的衰亡。每一个人类的弱点都在其中映现，也因此，人类用一整个历史书写战争与和平的交替的事项。但也因此，我们从未放弃歌颂人性的伟大。于是，我们不会放弃想象。想象，世上没有占有，没有贪婪，没有饥饿。想象 全人类将世界共同分享。
The thatched roof slants low. Beside the brook, green grasses grow.
In the precious world of men, I am living. Strong is the sunlight. Tender is the ripple.
Humans are as happy as plants. Love is as happy as rain.
وأنت تخوض حروبك فكر بغيرك لا تنسى من يطلبون السلام.
И в сумерках уснувшего квартала зажжется пламя у моей свечи.
Еще тепло стволы орудий, и кровь не всю впитал песок.
La vida es solo lo que se hace. No quiero nada con la muerte.
Харц хурчиг амрагт цээж налаад сууж л байвал би амьд явна. Тэр амсгал би хайчин их хартай.
I see the sun rises among the rainbow, green grass and red roses.
Qui fait rêver les oiseaux dans les arbres, et sans compter d'extase les jets d'eau. Les grands jets d'eau swellent parmi les mains.
تحت نخلتها سلام للمعلقة التي حفظت كواكبنا سلاما للشعوب تمر ذكراها لذكراتي سلاما.
Goodbye and farewell to wars. Goodbye and farewell to disputes.
田野丰满，花儿处处开放。